So, Noodle Boobs.
That's me.
Yes, it is. You've been wandering along a dirt road for a good 3 days now. You had begun your small little journey a good 5 days ago, and after wandering around aimlessly for a good 2 days, you eventually found a path and have just kind of gone on it since.
Human path.
Possibly.
Noodle Loops will most likely follow in a direction.
So, you go along the path, as previously stated, as Natsu. If memory serves, you had just gotten out of your sleep and have managed to make your way to that dirt path. Currently, this path does lie within the middle of a forest, so it's a bit out of the ordinary compared to what you're familiar with back in the Feywild. As you are examining this path, you do hear the sound of footsteps approaching. What do you do? As you're checking out the path, you hear footsteps approaching from down the path. What do you do?
I hide in the treetops above.
Okay. So, we're going to have you do your first roll. Ain't that fun?
All right.
Natsu.
How
I
much
want you-
dice? How many dice?
You just need a d20.
So just one dice?
Do you know what a d20 is?
I'm looking. Found it. I found one.
It's the roundest of them. It's
Yes.
got little triangles for sides.
Yeah.
Likely the biggest dice you have. Likely.
Okay. So I roll it.
You're going to be rolling that.
I rolled a
What'd you get?
13.
So, now, because I said for you to roll stealth, on your sheet, you'll see within the little skills section, it's underneath your intelligence, wisdom, charisma. It's that big block of numbers and words. The little dots.
Okay, give me just a second to grab that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just taking a while for it to load.
It's okay.
I hope it loads.
If it doesn't want to load, it's alright. I can stream your sheet because I have it pulled up as well.
Yeah, it's not loading.
Alright, well, I guess I'm streaming it then.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, it's fine. Alright, so, this is your sheet. I imagine you can see my mouse.
Okay.
Mouse. Yes, it is a mouse. So, this lovely section is where your skills are.
Okay.
And I asked you to make me a stealth check, which means you get to add this lovely little number right here to what you rolled.
So add 5?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? Add 5?
Yes.
So 13.
Add 5 to the roll. I know, you have to do math. It's very
18?
tricky. What was that?
18.
Mm-hmm. So, when I ask you to do rolls like this, okay,
Hmm.
be sure to go ahead and do the math on your own. And typically, once you do the math, you'll tell me whatever the number is, add the word total at the end. So in this situation, you roll the 13, you add the 5, and you tell me 18 total.
18
5.
total.
Yes, I can click on it because I have digital dice.
I also have digital dice,
Mm-hmm.
which I just figured out on my own, I guess.
Mm-hmm. You can roll dice on here, and it'll share with the chat.
You don't look like.
Oh, there's a chat. I didn't even know. How do you
So
open
what's
the chat?
next?
So anyway, as I was saying, when you do these kind of rolls, you do the math and you tell me whatever the number is, total. Because saying total at the end means I don't need to worry about the math. You already did it, and that is, the end of the discussion, right?
Mm.
This is like D&D etiquette.
So it'd be technically saying dirty 20
So
would be total 20.
yes, a dirty 20 is a term or phrase used for getting a 20, but not from like just the dice. It's total.
Got it.
There's a big difference between a dirty 20 and a natural 20. There's a lot of stuff to that. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Now, you'll notice on your little sheet here that it says disadvantage.
Yeah.
Do you not
Yeah.
see? That is because you are wearing very loud chainmail armor. So you have disadvantage, meaning I'm going to need you to make me another stealth check. And we are going to be going with whatever gives us the lower value.
Do I roll the
And
same
I'm going
dice?
to assume.
Do I roll the same dice?
Yes, roll the
Okay.
same dice.
Oh, it almost fell off my table.
May I assume that I'm going to make a perception check?
Actually, in this situation, this would be against your passive perception.
Ah, passive perception.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled an 8.
Which means, so is that 8 total, or is that you gotta use the phrases here?
I know. So I rolled an 8, and do I still add the +5?
Yes. Even though it's at disadvantage, you still add
13
this because
total.
you're skilled at being sneaky. 13 total. Well, I'll be danged.
What?
Perception is 13.
Even with your heavy armor, well, now I can describe this. So, Natsu, hearing that of some strange figure approaching, you quickly go to scurry up a nearby tree and try and get a good glance. And despite the very loud shifting of metal of the chainmail that you are wearing, you do manage to keep it just quiet enough, for that of a nearby Noodle boots to start making their way nearby without having noticed anything. It was fair sure you might have heard something, but that was probably the sound of nature.
Stare.
Intelligence low. Did hear a thing.
Stare.
My nature. Okay, so that would be so on brand because my nature is at a -1. So I don't think I would know what birds sound like.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Stare.
But the wind.
Stare.
So, Natsu, there is a slowly approaching strange being, slowly getting closer to you. Well, down below. Brightly colored red and kind of shifting about, a flail at their side, a javelin on their back, as well as a small pack carrying a few items.
What is this thing?
Noodle Boops, do you mind rolling me a perception check?
I would like to think that Noodle Boots doesn't know how to walk normally, so it's more of a cowboy walk, one step at a time.
Like a very large gait to every step.
I got a 21.
21 total?
Yep, 21 total.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled an 18 plus 3.
Mm-hmm. Remember to say total at the end.
Yes, yeah.
Because that helps me. That way I don't need to worry about some odd mechanic that I'd forgotten about. It's like, how did you roll a 21? What? I don't think that's possible on a 20-sided die.
I rolled 2 dice, 120 and 1 natural 1.
See, situations like that can happen. Like if someone has guidance casted on them.
That'd be crazy. So both max, so crit success and crit fail. Okay, perfect.
I guess they cancel each other out. Anyway. So, you make your way forward as you hear someone just, like, the sound of, like, someone just saying the word stare. For some reason.
Stare.
Noodle Boop's hearing things.
Well,
Noodle Boop's investigate.
I want to drop a pine cone on him.
Alright, well, go ahead and roll me a perception check to see if you can even find a pine cone on the tree that you are in, because you are not in a pine tree. This is more of a, low to the ground, we'll say a bit like a birch forest.
Okay.
May I investigate?
Then
Investigation check?
I want to drop like a twig on him. And wisdom perception, right?
That is going to be a perception check for you. Well, if it's just a twig, you don't really need to look around for that. There's plenty of twigs.
15 total.
I was saying you didn't need to do the roll because it's a bunch of twigs, but thank you for using the correct terminology. Well done.
Thank you.
Already getting better. You can see it happening in real time. Anyway, Noodle Boops, I believe you.
I'm gonna break off a branch.
To investigate.
Yeah, so investigation check.
I'm gonna break off a branch. I'm just gonna drop it.
So, in this situation, you would actually do a perception check.
I see.
Investigation checks are more about piecing things together.
Ooh,
You okay?
6 total.
6 total. So, I guess you rolled a 3.
Yes.
Alright. So, Loops, you start looking around as best you can to try and find out, where this mysterious voice was coming from. You try searching in your bag, Seems like a good a place as any is for a voice to be coming out of, but
In
yeah,
here,
can't seem to find anything in there that would be making a voice.
not his bag.
La!
As
Talking.
as you feel a small twig kind of just drop like right on top of your horns before falling to the ground. Natsu, at this point, are you still trying to be sneaky up in the tree, or are you trying to get his attention?
A little bit of both.
Well, then I'll leave it up to you. You may either roll me a stealth check to try and remain hidden, or you cannot roll me a stealth check to allow Noodle Boops here to spot you.
I'm not gonna roll.
Okay. So, Noodle Boops, feeling this random wooden thing, suddenly fall on top of your head, things falling on your head is typically from above you. So you glance up and spot that of some, looks like probably a human, based off of the face, just sitting in a branch above you.
Check. I want to make an investigation check to see if Noodle Boops would actually look up, or if he only sees what's in front of him. As in, he has never had to look up, or whatever.
Even though he lived with giants?
I mean, yeah, he's looked up for that. I mean, but like, other than that, why would he have to look up,
Even though he's short?
Yes. Yes. Everything is on the ground. I would be investigating to see if she's there. Or would that be perception?
In this situation, if you're trying to find her, it would be perception. Investigation is more trying to find like small tidbits of information within like scrolls, or deducing like what kind of weapon can produce a certain type of wound, where you could strike in a tunnel to cause it to collapse. Deduction type of stuff.
Understood. So I will perception check the tree. All right, 17 total.
17 total.
Guess I'd spot her immediately.
Why do I hear a school bell in the background of your voice?
It's an alarm.
Oh. Okay. So, looking up, you're fine. Noodle Boops. In one of the rare moments in your life, you recognize that you have a neck, and that neck not only can go left and right, but up and down too. Well, really, right now, just up. Down. That's a direction we've never had to consider before. Yeah, that's entirely pointless direction. Why do you need to look down? No reason.
Who are you?
We came from floor.
But you look up to see that of a probably a human just up on a branch in the tree.
Person.
Who are you? And what are you?
Noodle Boop. Noodle Boop.
Huh?
Natsu, as you've rightly said, you've never seen a creature like this. But it speaks. And in a familiar tongue that you could recognize.
What are you? How can I understand you?
Noodle Boop. Noodle Boop's
could technically be speaking Draconic or Common.
How about Draconic?
I mean, sure, but you'd technically be hearing whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna speak Draconic right now, even
Well,
though I
yeah.
could, but
So many questions of like, how did Natsu learn Draconic? Natsu, would you mind giving an explanation for you, dear audience?
I might have learned Draconic from being in the Fey realm with many different creatures.
the same way I
We
could have
played different
possibly
games
learned
all day and
Sylvan.
all night. I had so much fun. But I wanted to learn more. So here I am.
Noodle
Maybe,
moves would be the same.
maybe you learned it from a fairy dragon. Entirely possible. I feel with their trickster ways, they would have taken quite kindly to you, Natsu.
Probably.
Either way, as you two make introductions, do you both mind rolling me a perception check?
I got a total of 7.
7 total. And
Yeah.
And I'm working on mine.
So is this what I'm seeing? That you've been doing these sessions, I guess? One-on-one sessions? Before with Boomy and
Sophia?
yes.
I have not had a
11
chance to do anything
total.
with Sophia. 11 total. Alright. I have yet to do one with Sophia, but Sophia is the one that I was the least concerned about, as they are the most experienced.
True.
I wanted to make sure you guys were at least a little bit prepared before we started stream. Anyway, so you said you got an 11 total?
Yes.
That's it. Wonderful. So, Noodle Poops, you're a bit too preoccupied with the strange, humanoid being in front of you. That's just been asking you questions. Natsu, as you are curiously trying to figure out the nature of this small, strange bipedal lizard, you can hear off in the distance, faintly, the sounds of what might be yelling, or maybe screaming, perhaps?
Is someone
What do
in
you
trouble?
do?
What's that loud noise? It's hurting my ears.
It's not very loud right now. It's super far off in the distance.
It hurts my ears. It's
Alright.
loud.
Do you guys do anything?
Noodle. Do you want to check it out? Or do something about it? I don't know what to do.
What noise?
Then I suppose we'll make our way.
Okay.
If anything, I'm the one in charge here. Okay?
always have to be where it's like, it takes a bit for Noodle to get his responses in. Exactly. You've proven my point for me.
Oh, I thought I was just following her.
Oh no, it clearly seems that you are.
I mean, yes. I just follow her, seeing that she knows the way, because Noodle has no sense of direction.
You know what? Fair enough.
Should I roll?
You don't need to roll right now.
Okay.
So, you both continue along the path. It's fairly quiet. You can hear the sounds of nature around you. You know, birds singing, some rustles in nearby bushes, likely some kind of rodent, maybe a rabbit, who knows. As you continue along the path, Noodle Boops, you also begin to hear the sounds of screaming, yelling.
It's getting louder.
Strange noise.
What do you think it could be? Noodle thingy.
Noodle Boops?
I didn't get that. What?
What do you think it could be?
Large animal.
A large animal? I wonder, maybe if it's a bear, I can ride it. That makes me excited.
Maybe.
One sec, I'm gonna switch to my phone.
Alright. Lots of delay. It's very unfortunate. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Oh, they're muted. Farewell again. Well, hopefully they can still hear me so I can keep the pace going somewhat well. So, as you continue to make your way along the path, the screaming getting louder. Natsu, have you ever heard the sounds of a cheering crowd before? Or would this be entirely new to you?
This would be entirely new to me.
So, then as you continue to hear just these shouts and screaming as further down the road you can see what seem to be structures, maybe, in a clearing in the woods. So they're unlike any kind of structure you've ever seen.
What is this place? Noodle, do you know what this place is? Or what it's called? Or even where we are, for that matter? I don't know where I am. It kinda makes me a bit nervous. I'd like your judgment on this, please.
Never been here before.
That's some quality. I love it. Well, with that of a unsure Noodle Boops and a strange place up ahead, and not much else to do, you continue forward. Slowly, further up ahead, you can see, seems to be several people sort of standing as a crowd near the middle of this place. You start passing by some of these buildings with strange like almost white brick walls, roofs with some kind of straw, maybe?
Are you sure these building thingies won't fall on us? I don't know how they're built. They look kind of sturdy, but I don't know. I've never seen things like this. I've only seen small cottage places and mushrooms from the Feywild.
What is Faye?
Well, the Fae is kind of like a spiritual plane in a different kind of realm. And they come in different forms and creatures, like fairies, spirits, and nymphs, maybe? I don't know. I met, like, a few things, but I can't quite remember them.
As you two are talking, you get closer to the middle of this place. You can see a bit further past the crowd that of what seems to be a large statue of a rather portly man. A very round gut.
This thingy's weird. Very weird looking. Are they fat? I think they're fat, Noodle. I think they ate too much.
Stone man eat.
Hmm?
I didn't quite get that, Noodle Boots.
Stone man eat.
Are they a stone man?
I mean, it is a statue.
Yeah. Can we touch the stone man?
Well, between you and the stone man, there is a crowd of people. They are still yelling, but looking at their faces, they don't seem scared. They seem happy.
I'm gonna waltz up to the stone man thingy and I'ma slap it in the face.
So you start pushing through this crowd as you get a few looks from some of the members within it. Some confused glances as you make your way into the middle, sort of climb up on this podium over to the statue. The statue is a decent degree taller than you are, sitting at a good like 8'5". It is a very large statue.
Seeing how big it is, I will immediately attack it.
I
Okay.
wanna slap it in the face.
So,
I wanna climb on top of it and attack its face.
okay. So, Natsu, roll me acrobatics to see if you can make your way up onto this thing. Or you can do athletics. Athletics also works.
14 total.
Okay. And Noodle Boops, how do you wish to attack the statue? Do you want to use your flail? Would you like to use a javelin? Would you like to use a yikulwa? What would you like to use to attack this statue? Would you like to punch the statue?
I wanna punch it.
I understand what you're wanting to do, Natsu. I'm trying to see what Noodle Boots wishes to do. Little boobs.
Can I grapple it?
Can you grapple the statue?
I mean, technically, I can,
I
I have strength.
you can grapple the statue if you wish. I'm not going to roll an opposed check because it's a statue. So you rush up to the statue and you pretty much just latch onto its leg. As Natsu, quick question, just to be sure, which stat did you use? Did you use your acrobatics or your athletics to try and climb this thing?
Acrobatics.
Use your acrobatics. And what was the total again?
Let me remember. 14.
14 total. Okay. So, skillfully, you quickly start making your way up the statue. You mostly using its large gut as a decent point to kind of hoist yourself up. As how much force are you going to try and put into attacking this thing's face?
What do I use?
Are you actually planning on attacking it?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to be using your unarmed fighting abilities, or are you going to use your claws?
My unarmed.
Okay. Now, this is going to be a little silly, because I'm just kind of curious what would happen here. This is also giving you a good example of what it's like to attack something. Go ahead and roll me a d20 and add 6, because that is your modifier to hit.
My dice fell behind my desk.
Oh no!
Give me a moment to find it.
Oh no. Tomoe?
Okay, I'm back. I will now roll again.
I'm going to start.
So, what was I rolling?
You are going to be rolling an attack,
Okay.
which you're going to do your unarmored fighting style, which is going to be +6. By the way, has your sheet loaded up yet at all?
You mean the thing on the dndbeyond.com?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that means I don't need to keep streaming.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll
So nice.
and add 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
26 total.
Wait, you get a natural 20?
Yes.
Okay.
I got a natural
When you roll a 20 on the dice, that is a moment to get excited. And you can say,
20.
nat 20.
I got a nat 20.
Hey!
Yeah, nat
You wanna just destroy
20.
the entire thing?
So, well,
That's a crit, right?
that is a crit. It is a critical success. But go ahead and roll me a d8. Do you know what that looks like?
A date.
Is it that diamond shaped dice?
Yes.
'Kay.
The diamond-shaped dice where each of the sides is a triangle. It's like 2 pyramids stuck together. I think I could. I mean,
I got
they have it on the
so
sheet.
for that
I think I want
D8
one of these.
D8. Do I add 3?
You will be adding 3 to it.
Okay.
Yes.
10 total.
10 total. Nice. So, with your critical success, the fact that you went and just did 10 damage in a single roll with your fist,
I'm gonna
go
pummel this
and
bitch to the ground!
you rear back, kind of just like you're kind of saddled on the statue's shoulder, and you punch with enough force
No!
for your arm to go through the statue's head.
Imagine what she could do to me.
I will say though, it did still hurt. In response, you are going to take 2 bludgeoning damage for punching a stone statue. It is admittedly less than it would have been, but you did just roll a critical success on punching the statue.
Ow!
You know how to apply damage to your character.
What?
Okay, I'll take that as a no.
I just figured it out.
So, on the top right, you'll see your current hit points, right?
Oh, so -2?
Well, you can just press 2, you type in 2, and then you click the damage button,
Yeah.
and that'll deal 2 damage.
Okay.
Hey, DM. Do you want to check my hit points right now?
Oh boy. Why?
I'll heal it back. I just figured out what to do with it.
I mean, good job, but also.
Can I go into the negatives?
No. You'll start going into death saves if you do that.
Dang it.
And if you go too far into a negative number, off rip, you'll just die right then and there.
Okay, so what I see right now is 999. I'm very tempted to press damage.
I'm fairly sure you will die instantaneously. Either way. So, Natsuka just blew through this thing's entire head. Noodle Boops, you're trying to grapple onto this thing's leg and are getting ready to try and push it. Do
Push
you mind?
Launch it, something, you know.
Do you mind rolling me athletics?
Where is that athletics?
They're in alphabetical order in your skills.
They're up top,
What did I just
Noodle.
roll? I rolled a total of 11.
11 total. So you start trying to move this statue. You shove and push and go with all your might, but it just is not moving. This tall stone man refuses to budge. Natsu, as you have blown through this thing's head, you finally do notice that all of the the sort of shouting and all that has stopped. As it is now very, very quiet.
Why did you all just shut up?
Woo!
Cheer again, damn it!
So Natsu does know what cheering is.
Be loud! You better not scream!
As you're saying this, the crowd around you begins to murmur amongst themselves. As one man walks out from the crowd, looking up to all of you guys, but it says, "What have you done?"
This stone dude thingamajig is weird! I attacked it because I thought it was dangerous.
It's a statue, lass.
What's a statue?
It's to remember things, like the founder of our fair town.
Why would you want to remember a founder of a town? That's kind of weird, don't you think?
Necrophilia.
So you don't like
Yeah.
to remember where you're from?
Well, not necessarily. It depends.
He kind of like looks down, kind of scratches the front of his head a moment. Getting a better look at him, he looks very similar to the statue. Surprisingly enough, kind of a portly fella, large round gut, wearing some overalls, suspenders, big bushy mustache, combed over hair.
You're very
Higher
hairy.
eyes.
You know that?
Hey,
You should remember me instead.
I imagine it's gonna be pretty hard to forget you. I'm hearing some folks said that you punched through the stone statue's face.
That's right. You got a problem with that, buddy?
To be fair, I don't think I could give you an answer for that, because I fear that if I do give you an answer, I'm going to die today.
I promise I won't kill you. You'll be fine.
Well, then the answer is yes, I do have a problem with you destroying the statue. It costs a lot of money to make that.
What's money?
The man has a moment where he has a bit of a double take. He's like, "Excuse me, what?"
I said, what's money? I never heard of it. What is it?
He just looks down in disbelief.
Like, can I try?
Huh?
Can I try again to
I'll allow
like, this is happening? I would like to try again.
I'll allow you one more opportunity to try and push the statue. Go ahead.
Yes, that's not happening. I got a total evade, but yeah.
Yeah, you're trying, but most of your energy was already spent on the previous attempt. The stone man is not moving. Okay. Money is like a thing that you give people in exchange for other things.
Oh, so like trading? Like if you give someone like a stick or honey?
Yeah, actually.
Well then, here's a rock. And I just yeet the rock at his feet. It was a piece of the statue.
Look, lass, can you please get down here? And you, sir, fella, trying to. What are you doing? Are you hugging the statue?
How about you give me a reason to come down instead?
Big.
Give me a better reason to come down.
How about I give you an opportunity to actually use your talents?
I suppose.
I mean, if you like punching things.
Oh boy, I love punching things. Hell yeah, I'm down. As I start climbing down from the bits and pieces of shattered statue.
Yeah, at most you destroyed the face and kind of spent some cracks with us, the statue, but for the most part, most of it's still standing. But you scale your way down. As This time you use a bigger claws and it helps you get a much better grip making your way down. Because, fun fact, as a tabaxi, you have a natural climbing speed. Means for climbing, we'll say, I wanted to give you a roll originally, but do keep in mind, as a tabaxi, even though you don't typically look like one, you can climb things without needing to make a check. So keep that in your noggin.
Okay. So, pal, who are you?
Sorry about that. Just looked over and realized what time it was. Like, oh no. It's getting late and I got so much more crap I have to do. Anyway. Right, sorry. Name's Percival. Nice to meet you. As he extends an arm in your direction.
What am I supposed to do with that? Do you want me to shake it?
Yes, actually, lass. This is called a handshake.
Handshake?
It's a form of greeting. You grab my hand like this, and you shake it up and down, like this.
Oh.
Slow ways. It's a way people greet each other.
Okay. I'll try to remember that. I'm Natsu.
Pleasure to meet you. As you have a very odd handshake, it's an interesting experience. Usually the Fae weren't this handsy. No, then again, some of them were very close regardless. Anyway, Noodle Loops.
Yes.
Your efforts at moving the statue have failed, and Natsu has gotten off of the statue at this point and is currently conversing with the other somewhat portly fellow, just down below.
Would I be doing the same? Like being right next to Natsu? Because I guess Natsu is the only one I trust.
Alright. So, we'll say you've gotten off the statue and have followed Natsu over to the man. And after shaking hands with Natsu, the man looks over to you, Noodle Loops, and offers his hand as well, while kneeling down just a bit to be more eye level with you.
A mistake you will regret.
Anyways,
Hey, Noodle, you should be nice to him. He hasn't hurt us.
Without knowing my strength, I will shake his hand. And doing so, kind of, squeeze a bit too hard.
Alright. So, I won't have you do a roll for this. But you grab onto this man's hand as there is this, like, slight pop sound I can be heard in the air. This hiya, let go. Ow, ouch.
I guess your handshake's pretty tough, huh, Noodle? You're quite strong, huh? I like ya.
You broke something.
You okay, dude? Put some honey on it. It'll heal. Honey always helps heal wounds.
Either way, lad and use your help for a minute.
Sure. What's the problem?
So, we got this sort of thief that's been making his way through town, and we're not exactly the wealthiest place.
Oh, a
With him
thief.
going around and stealing our stuff, it's making it hard for us to get by.
Does he have anything shiny on him?
I mean, he's probably got a good fair bit of coins.
Empty your pockets for just a moment, sir.
Visibly.
Visibly
shiny.
Since you're not doing a voice, I'm guessing you're asking about the man that's talking.
Yeah.
Him? I mean, he's got some buttons for the overalls he's wearing, but they're fairly faded.
Hey, dude.
Probably
I'm
about
curious. Empty your pockets. I want to see some of this. What's it called? Money.
The man kind of looks down a bit. It's like, well, lass, I don't have much to show you, but he reaches into a very small pouch at his side and reaches in and pulls out a few silver and copper coins.
Huh? What are those? What is that color?
Money.
So this is money. Wow.
Also a black.
It's so shiny. It's so shiny. Can I hold one?
Sure thing, lass. He picks up one of his copper pieces and hands it to you.
Wow. This thing is so
Noodle,
small, but
having never
so
seen these
shiny.
things, will pop one into his mouth.
Can I keep it?
Do you mind rolling me a persuasion check, Natsu?
What dice do I use?
It's a d20.
Okay.
And then I will roll Constitution.
And it's
Yeah,
persuasion.
You go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw, Noodle Boops, considering you are about to eat a coin.
For a total of 18.
You swallow a coin. I mean, you get the feeling something might be wrong in your guts, within the far future. But that's a problem for future Boops.
So it's persuasion, right?
Persuasion, yes, because this man doesn't look like he's particularly wants to let go of his money, as he doesn't have much to give.
15 total.
Not tasty. Not good.
It has a 15 total.
15 total for persuasion. So the man kind of looks to you for a moment, seeing the light in your eyes. He just takes a defeated sigh. It's like, all right, lass, you can keep it.
Yay! My first thing of money!
Go ahead and add 1 copper piece to your inventory. Do you know how to do that?
Do I type in copper?
So, in your inventory tab, you'll notice above your Manage Inventory button, you have 8 something.
8. Oh yeah, 8. Okay, and you add copper CP, right?
Yep. You
Add.
type in 1 and click the add button.
Did it.
Don't worry. That 8 you see in there is 8 gold pieces. We will explain later in this how you managed to get 8 gold pieces before session 0.
Okay.
Since it's clear that you haven't gotten any money before.
I have 10.
We will explain how you've managed to get 10 gold as well.
Also, what are electrum pieces?
Electrum pieces are like a bit of an odd currency. Typically only really used by like dwarven folk. It's an odd currency that sits between silver and gold. It's not typically used by the greater realms, and more often than not needs to be exchanged for, gold or silver.
Okay, thank you for explaining.
Copper is a really nice color. Don't you think, Noodle? I like copper.
Copper not tasty.
I imagine that none of the coins would be very tasty. But you can use coins in exchange for food and such, which I imagine would be a bit more tasty.
Wait, there's actual, better food here?
I mean, we
kinda
don't
wanna
have
try
much
some.
in our fair town, but if you help me out with my little issue with our fair town's problem, we'll be sure to pool our money together, and with that, you could probably buy some nice food for you.
Okay, you sold me on it. Count me in.
Surprised you're not sure what currency is, yet you know the word sold. You're an interesting fella. Either way, the man, we don't know much about what he looks like. But the most we do know is that we're fairly sure he wears these sort of large earrings underneath the hood.
What are earrings?
The man, once again, brings a hand up, to his face. As it continues to dawn on him just how little of the world you two are aware of. It's like little metal rings or little shiny bits that you would put on the end of your ears.
Ooh. Do you think they'd have them in caves?
I just heard, but one at a time, please.
Food.
Yes, about food.
Earrings, food?
Earrings are not food. Earrings can be sold
Wait,
for
they're not
money,
food?
and money can be used to buy food.
Money equals food.
Are the earrings found in caves?
No. Earrings are made by craftsmen, usually jewelers.
What are jewelers?
Drooling.
Are jewelers food?
I'm going to end up explaining a lot more than needed, but just know that earrings are not food. And that earrings are not something you will naturally find in a cave or something.
Now that I've seen money, are crystal thingy magics or shiny gem-like thingies money too?
Gems can be sold for money. That'd be a lot of money, actually.
I might need to go back home soon.
Mori kind of looks over to you quizzically. Well, where is your home, lass?
And I just point in the depths of the forest, just like,
That way.
Oh. wish you luck. Feel free to enjoy the festivities, I guess. We've got
What's
many little
festivity?
games going around for the celebration of the founding of our little village.
Celebration?
It's like a party.
I love parties! Party, party, party. Ba, 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 ba.
Have some fun. And try to find who's been stealing our stuff.
Will do.
Noodle Boobs is gone. Already gone.
Noodle! Hey! Noodle, where are you? Where'd you
Noodle
go?
Boobs has gone searching for people with like hoods, but also getting distracted along the way because he's never seen anywhere before, so no vendors. He's just looking at everything.
So, Natsu, thankfully, you managed to find Noodle Boops fairly quickly.
There you are! Noodle! You can't run off like that. We're a team.
Noodle Boops buying food.
Noodle, we can buy nicer food. Yummier food. We just need to find this thingy, person who keeps stealing stuff. Then we'll get a better meal. Now come
Can I
help
do
me.
a sleight of hand check?
To do what, dear Noodle Boops?
What are you doing?
A sleight of hand check, because I would like to see if I'm a jeweler or like a street vendor with some type of jewelry that I would have already swiped and put into my mouth.
So you're trying to steal something,
Yes.
and you're trying to steal jewelry?
Well, anything of the sort. I mean, let's say a vendor would. What would I see, dear DM?
Well, considering that you are within a place of celebration, everyone's partying, it's the founding of the town. A lot of what's around currently is more party materials. You've got that of small mini games that are set up in booths. You've got that of a concession stand. You've got a small table with some like commemorative items for this town's supposed second anniversary of being founded.
I would go over to the table, find whatever thing is shiny before I put it into my.
Alright. So we'll say that you get over to the commemorative items table, and you're going to try and swipe a commemorative coin.
Yes.
Roll me sleight of hand.
A total of 3.
Yeah. So, Noodle Boops, you attempt to just randomly reach up onto one of the stands to try and grab this somewhat shiny coin. As you completely trip up on yourself along the way, missing the coin, as you manage to cause a bit of a scene as the crowd around you kind of stops and stares, as the man behind the counter kind of looks over, asking, "Hey, are you alright?"
Noodle?
Yes, silence.
I think
Sir?
Noodle died.
Well, I mean, that's one way to go out. Oh, man. Never even got to a proper session. Noodle Boops is already dead. Unfortunate.
How's he already done? Oh,
Dang. Focat has got to go.
okay.
Farewell, Focat. Yep.
Bye-bye, Noodle Boops.
I'm just gonna like wander aimlessly until I spot a thief or what seems to be like someone stealing something with earrings.
Roll me perception, please.
Do I use the d20?
Yes.
Okay.
So, most dice rolls you do in D&D is going to use a D20. Alright?
15 total.
Like, you'll see on your sheet that any roll that doesn't use a D20 will tell you.
I got a 15 total.
15 total. Lovely. So, as you are making your way through this wonderful little celebration, you do manage to come across what seems to be one of those, like, test your strength games. The ones that have the big hammer, you hit the pedal and it, brings a weight up to hit a bell.
Hmm.
You haven't quite found any sort of hooded figure, but there's a man just probably like, "Hey, you, miss!"
Huh? Me?
Yes, you. I noticed what you did with that statue earlier. Tough stuff, really tough stuff. Why don't you step right up and test your strength?
Hmm.
What a prize.
Well, if you say to test your strength, hell yeah.
You only get one chance. As he goes and slides over the hammer to you.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Mm-hmm. Good luck. I'm guessing you are going to attempt to hit the pedal.
Okay.
So, I'm assuming that's what I heard, because you were very quiet for me for a second there.
Is that better?
Kind of.
Do I use strength something?
In this situation, I want you to roll me athletics.
Athletics. Okay. Do I still use a d20?
As I said, nearly every roll you do will be with a d20.
Okay, sorry.
If it uses something else, it'll tell you. Like if you look in your actions, you'll see that your attacks, when you do damage, it tells you. You use like a d6 or a d8.
Okay. 21 total.
21 total. Lovely. So you rear back with this large sort of wooden mallet and slam it down on the pedal. It goes up and up and up and goes ding as you manage to get all the way to the top.
Yay! Now what do I win?
Good job, miss. Good job. Even some of our burliest men in the village couldn't do that. Here's a prize. As he goes and hands over what looks to be a small piece of paper.
Well, what is this?
That's a coupon for a free meal at our local inn.
What's a coupon?
You give that to the innkeeper and he gives you a meal.
Free food! Thank you! Thanks, mister!
Take care now.
Thank you, you too! Nya, 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 nya. It's a shame Noodle Boops is gone. I could get us a free meal.
Yeah. Little Boops seemingly disappeared within the crowd earlier. But I'm fairly sure he'll be fine.
Yep.
You found him fairly easily earlier, so you could likely find him super easily again. But with that, mind rolling me another perception check?
Of course.
$10 total.
Lovely. Give me a second. I had to look through some notes. Alright. So, you continue looking around. Still no sign of any kind of hooded guy. As you suddenly get tapped on the shoulder.
Huh? Hey!
As... Huh? Oh, okay. As you see that of a rather thin man. You know, black hair, kind of slicked back.
Hmm.
You know, thin features.
Hmm.
Kind of a thin mustache on his face.
It's another hairy guy!
He's, you know, sort of like metal rings on the bottom of his ears.
Shiny!
I'm gonna... Can I roll to jump on him and tackle him to the ground and take one of his earrings?
Okay, so you're wanting to tackle this man to the ground.
What do I roll for?
I guess in this situation you'd be doing a shove. Trying to knock him prone. So, in that case, go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
$15 total.
Alright, and in this situation, I'm going to make an opposed check. Because this is an actual living being, rather than a statue. So let me finally go grab my dice. Hello, wonderful dice. I need to roll you real quick. Well, this d20 seems to have chosen itself. Huzzah. And what's the total you got?
15.
15 total. Okay. So, you go and try to suddenly jump this man to try and push him to the ground as he just barely manages to slide out of the way as you just tumble forward, completely missing him.
Ah! Hey!
He's like, whoa, hey, what are you doing?
I want your shiny thingy on your ear.
My earrings?
Yes.
He kind of looks around a bit confused, looks back to you, he's like, are you trying to rob me?
Buddy, get down on my fucking level! Now!
He just looks around kind of concerned as he starts to walk away.
Get back here! I'm not done!
Are you going after him?
Yeah, I'm gonna run after him.
Alright, go ahead and roll me athletics once again. As the minute you start speeding up, he starts running.
Total is 22.
22 total. Lovely. I'm gonna go ahead and roll my dice. So, this man, despite having a little bit of a head start on you, you very quickly manage to close the gap as you launch yourself into this man's back as he falls to the ground. Like, thud.
Now that I have you, give me.
Get away from me!
No! You're the one who's running away from me!
You're the
Jerk.
one trying to steal my earrings!
Who said I'm gonna steal it? I
Why
just
do you
want to
want my
see it!
earrings?
I just want to see them!
You're seeing them right now!
I'm just gonna grab his earring and hold it up.
Well, considering you don't know how earrings work, you grab his earring and start pulling as it pulls his ear with him.
Yeah! It's like a little hoop! That's cool!
Ouch! Please let go!
Why?
That hurts a lot!
So you feel pain?
He looks to you with a look of abject horror. Why do you sound confused hearing that?
Because I don't normally feel pain.
He quickly goes and like reaches up to the earring and sort of undoes it as it comes off. It's like, you know what? You can keep it.
What? Really? Thank you, mister.
Uh-huh. Yep. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
As he quickly goes and runs off, as you get a good look at him as he's running, kind of wearing some dark clothes, as he puts up a hood and rushes off into a random direction through the crowd.
Hey! That was the guy! Huh. Well, now I have something to play with.
So, I have a question for you, Tomoe.
Yeah.
How long do you think it would take for Natsu to realize that that was the thief?
3
Or
minutes.
for you?
Probably
Oh,
3 minutes.
3 minutes? Good to know, good to know. 3 minutes later, as you've continued wandering through the crowd.
Hey, wait! Wasn't that the guy that I was supposed to find? Huh. Well then. I should probably go find him again.
I can't let that opportunity slip through your fingers.
Probably.
I think now is probably a good time to end it on my side, unfortunately.
Well, what's funny is that I was getting close to ending it myself.
I don't know what else to say.
But don't worry. I was about to lean into how this is going to connect into our session 0. Because we still got to figure out how in the world does your character end up meeting everyone else, right? So, if you've got the time, we can push it just a little bit further.
I suppose.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta make sure. You never know. Sometimes people just don't have the time as much as they want to. As you begin looking for this clay, what was the thief, you do get a tap on your shoulder once again.
Huh? I swear.
As this time you do see a hooded figure, but you don't see any earrings or anything beneath the hood. seems to be a more middle-aged fella. Very strong jaw. He's got what looks like maybe tusks, like coming out of the front of his face.
Tusky dude! I wonder if I can swing on his tusks.
They're not nearly big enough for you to do that,
Hmm.
unfortunately. This man looks down at you and goes, "Hey, miss,
Yeah?
I saw what you did with that fella earlier. I saw what you did with the statue. You're pretty physically fit, ain't you?"
Yeah? What about it?
Say, my boss is currently looking around for some, strong adventurer types to help him with a project he's working on. Could pay you a pretty gold piece, if you decide to come along. If you want
What's
some
gold?
incentive, I can give you some cash here and now.
Cash? What's
He-
gold?
He reaches into his cloak and pulls out a few gold pieces, shining brilliantly in the light.
Shiny! Shiny pebble thingies! This is what was called money, right? You say project for adventurers? I suppose I'll join. As long as there's food involved.
All right then. Well, if you start making your way north, which is that way, you'll eventually come across another town. Make your way into the tavern around midday, where the sun is directly above you, and you should see a table with a few interesting fellas in there, as well as
Okay.
a very well-dressed shiny man.
Okay. I'll look for the shiny man.
All right. And don't worry, your friend Noodle Boops has also gotten this message. He's already on the way.
He got it before me. No fair. Well then,
Maybe you can
I'm
meet
off,
him
sir.
there.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Natsu. As that's where we'll go ahead and end it.
All right then. This was fun.
I'm glad you had